Airgas gets aggressive, a Supreme Court ruling on warehouse security checks, and 2015 forecasts. All this and more on this week's Industrial Distribution Video Market Report, brought to you by IDTV. Hi, and welcome to our latest ID Video Market Report. Our biggest story this past week came out of Pennsylvania, where Airgas recently held its 2014 analyst meeting. This notoriously acquisition-hungry company has been on an aggressive path to growth for a while, and the most recent news coming out of the meeting is that's not about to change.
Airgas' meeting was highlighted by CFO Robert McLaughlin stating the company's aiming for sales of $6.8 billion by 2018. The sales figure would be an increase of more than 30% from Airgas' 2014 year-end sales of $5.2 billion. CEO Peter McLaughlin said that most of the heavy lifting was behind Airgas after years of investing in the company, and the company is now in a position to deliver strong results.
The Supreme Court ruled last week that warehouse workers who fill orders for retail giant Amazon don't have to be paid for time spent waiting to pass through security checks at the end of their shifts. The unanimous decision is a victory for the growing number of retailers and distributors that routinely screen workers to prevent employee theft.
The justices said federal law does not require companies to pay employees for the extra time because it is unrelated to the primary job duties. Some workers at Amazon contractor Integrity Staffing Solutions claim they wait up to 25 minutes to clear security before they can go home.
As we get closer and closer to a new calendar year, the analysts are out in full force with insights into what we can expect. Economic growth in the United States will continue in 2015, says the nation's purchasing and supply management executives in ISM's semi-annual economic forecast. The report expects that manufacturing will remain strong, with growth in 15 manufacturing industries. Capital expenditures, a major driver in the U.S. economy, are expected to increase by 3.7% in the manufacturing sector.
PricewaterhouseCoopers took a deeper dive into one specific category for 2015 and beyond, the shale gas sector. PwC estimates the continued shale effect on U.S. manufacturing could bring an annual cost savings of $22.3 billion by 2030, assuming a high natural gas recovery and low price scenario. In terms of job creation, PwC estimates that continued shale gas activity will create 930,000 shale gas-driven manufacturing jobs by 2030 and 1.41 million by 2040.
And economic factors aside, the industrial distribution marketplace is still stinging from last year's polar vortex. While long-term forecasts for January and February are inconsistent, some weather experts say we can expect another deep freeze in calendar year 15. Mike Hockett recently spoke to some distributors about how they handled last year's difficult winter and their plans for this year.
Bill Henricks, Chief Operating Officer for DGI Supply, told us that last year's winter was the most disruptive that he could recall. Henricks said that DGI would continue building inventories through the latter part of Q4 in anticipation of weather-related disruptions. The company has also beefed up its information technology disaster recovery and added further redundancies to its customer service routings.
And for Iowa-based Van Meter, the company has approached this winter like every other year, going into it with cautious optimism and hoping Mother Nature is kind. More than the financial impact, Regional Vice President of Sales Todd Edelman says the bigger concern is safety. That's certainly a valid concern. Here's hoping for some safe roads this winter for our drivers.
That's all you can ask for. Well, that's it for today. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and join the conversation on LinkedIn. On behalf of the Industrial Distribution editorial team, thanks for joining us.